This is purely movies that I've seen this year, purely going off my own thoughts and what I really enjoyed and what I absolutely loved and what really stuck with me over the past year. So, number 10 was Gran Turismo. That movie really shocked us because remember before we went in, we didn't even know this was based on a true life story, bro. It surprised me. It was a very underdog story. There are some things in the movie that are not perfect, but it had me at the edge of my seat. I thought it was a great film, great soundtrack, great actors, great, visuals, bro. This is a PlayStation movie. This is a game movie, but it happened in real life. I did not know that how realism of the game got somebody has become a racer, bro. That's insane, bro. So that really shocked me. That's the movie that kind of shocked me this year. That was actually really good because a lot of people kind of was like, it's going to be rubbish. So that was really good. Number 9, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Absolutely amazing, great animation. I love the brotherhood in it. I love the soundtrack. I love the look of it. It's a creative movie and I absolutely adore it. I love the characters. I mean, it's probably one of the biggest casts in that film, big cast. From Ice-T, Paul Rudd, Seth Rogen, John Cena. It was massive, bro. Absolutely such a fun movie. And yeah, creativity-wise, the visuals for me blew me away, bro. Absolutely stunning. Number 8 was Barbie, a movie that I did not think I'd enjoy, but I absolutely did. I remember I was in Birmingham at the time and I caught a late night screening. I thought, let me go watch this. Let's see what the hype's about. There is a lot to the movie. There's so much, there's a silver lining to the film and how it connects to reality. And I really enjoyed that part of it. And Ryan Gosling stole the show, man. It's all about that Kennedy, bro. He bought it and the visuals, bro. It was directed so well. And it's, the story of it is deep. You know what I mean? So I really enjoyed that. Will Ferrell, shout out to Will Ferrell. He always cracks me up. Number 7 was John Wick, bro. John Wick 4. A way to end the story. I don't think they should continue his story. I think it was beautifully done. It was a 3-hour masterpiece. I think what director, it's gone right out of my head now. Blowing. Anyway, listen, he compare that movie from what it looked like, the first one, to what it looks like now. Cinematically, number 4 is gorgeous, bro. It looked amazing. And some of the choreography was amazing. You're bringing something fresh every movie, bro. That team brought something fresh to every single movie. And John Wick 4 smashed.
Just to jump in, director's name, Chad.
Yes.
I can't pronounce his name.
Chad Stadinsky. Who's looking to do the Ghost of Tsushima movie, so which would be awesome. But listen, John Wick 4. Number 6, Sound of Freedom, bro. I've never had a movie where I sat down and had a lump in my throat all the way through. I mean, this is a real life situation. This is a real life thing that happens. And beautiful movie, beautiful message. And I'm glad a lot of people got to see it. And they did a lot of things, man. A lot of things. That was my number 6. And on my number 5, Adam Deakins and Jazzy Zonzolo, Some Otherhood, which is a great comedy, a British comedy, a Britain urban comedy. I haven't laughed like that in ages in the cinema, bro. It's always hard. And I think it connected more because it was a UK project, I suppose. And it's characters that we've seen before, but, brought back again. And just stuff that we can relate to because it's stuff we grew up with. Great laugh. If you guys haven't seen Some Otherhood, check it out. It's a great, fun movie. And that's all it is. It's a fun movie. And that's all, it didn't have to have a great script or all the rest of it. Just the quality is better, the comedy is better, it's more hype that it brings to it, So Some Otherhood is my number 5. Number 4 is Oppenheimer. So this 4-1 was a very hard one for me this morning because I was going through it and I was like, does like what I've picked, does it work? But anyway, Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan, done it again. 3-hour epic. not even an epic 3 hour story about the struggle of somebody creating something that causes issues to the world to this day. A chain reaction of shit. You know what I mean? Listen, man, an amazing movie. I think what Christopher Nolan does is really puts you in the shoes of what people like that go through mentally, and with no CGI. Absolutely amazing. All right, man, my top three. This was so hard, man. Anyway, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Probably one of the best movies of the year, to be honest. But it's at my number three. Bro, left us on such a cliffhanger. Absolutely amazing. The story of Miles Morales and doing things his own way. Absolutely beautiful. Miguel Oscar Isaac plays a wicked Spider-Man 2099. And, you know, there's so much to the movie. You know what I mean? Number two, this was a hard one. This one was a hard one because I think it was my number one. Is The Creator. I think what Gareth Edwards did on this movie is absolutely amazing. It was original. It was amazing. It was beautiful storytelling. A lot of people give it hate. Anyway, I don't know why. I thoroughly enjoyed it. When you're sitting there and you're taken into a different world, the future of AI, where it's going to head, and humanity, the way we are, we're all about things that we don't understand. We end up destroying. Was a beautiful story and a beautiful visual experience. And my last one, bro, my number one, and I don't think anybody would class this as a movie, but I would say it was a documentary style movie. Was a Michael J. Fox movie called Still. I absolutely love that, bro, and I've seen it like 3 or 4 times this year. The way it flows is unreal, and it was a movie. It wasn't it's a docu style movie, but I would call it a movie. That's the thing that brought me most joy this year watching. I know I'm already biased because I'm a big Back to the Future fan, but I think hearing one struggle of, you know, suffering that type of disease and still being able to do the things that he loves and still appreciate his life the way it is a different level, bro. Whole different level. And the fact that he's still doing it now, I give that guy kudos, man. That's it. That's my top 10, man. Movies of 2023.
Awesome, bro. It's a good list. Good list. I think I just quickly went through a list and just quickly compiled mine, and I think some of the stuff that you said is on my list too. So I'll go with mine, man. I quickly put this together. Mine also based on what I enjoyed, but what I was emotionally connected with. So my number one might also be was actually on your list, but it meant a lot to me as well emotionally. So number 10, I've actually got 2 movies. I'm gonna put Tetris and Air on there.
Okay,
Just
cool.
because both of them, right?
Yeah.
Really had me on the edge of my seat. They were both based on real life stories. Tetris was the invention of Tetris. I had no idea that it was invented that way. There was so much political stuff involved with Russia and whatnot. And Air as well with Michael Jordan and just Nike taking a chance on him and what do you call it? Just how smart and intelligent he was on the deal that he created and whatnot. So both of those films were just amazing and exciting to watch, and it just kind of gave you an understanding of how those things were created. So I had to put them on number 2 because I didn't want to put one of them as number 11 and not mention it. So that's that.
Cool.
2 was Barbie. My number 9 was Barbie. Again, as you mentioned, it was actually really enjoyable. It was an easy watch. It was enjoyable. It was fun. You know, whole bunch of good-looking people on the screen. Why not? But no, I genuinely think that it was fun and enjoyable, and it did have an underlying message of, you know, men and women and all that sort of stuff. It was quite fun. It was very enjoyable. I hope they don't make a part 2 because I think that will make this movie, in my opinion, a classic if you just left it alone. But let's see what they do with it.
No, I don't think they should do. They should leave that as it is. That's as you said, exactly a classic.
Yeah, I think it could be in the future. And I think it was the number 1 gross highest movie of the year. I think so.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. That
So
made some monies.
made big monies. All right. Number 7, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Agreed with you. It was so much fun. I love what the creators did with it. I love what the directors did with it. I love the animation. I love the fact that they sounded young. They were young. The cast was amazing. Jackie Chan was just epic. It was just a very very different take on a very familiar group of heroes that we love. And I hope they carry on more with this vision and the storytelling of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The next one, number 6 for me. Was it number 6? Shit. 10, sorry, 10. So that was my number 8. Number 7 for me was Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Mm-hmm.
This was my only Marvel. Oh no, no, another Marvel movie in there. But from the MCU, the only movie. Obviously, Phase 4 wasn't the best, but this movie, as I said, I think James Gunn done a great job of making me feel emotional over a CGI raccoon. That's all I can say,
Mm-hmm.
right? I was very emotional about it, and I think it was just a great send off for the Guardians of the Galaxy. I
I
really did,
was
very
emotional.
emotional. So for me, I put that in there. Excuse me, my number 6, A Million Miles Away with uh, why have I gone blank, man?
Michael Pena.
Michael Pena, yes.
Yeah.
Another great movie, another true story, another inspirational story. I love those sort of movies. They have, I don't know, they're very touching for me. I'm a sucker for those kind of movies where just an immigrant and a Mexican immigrant just has a dream of being an astronaut, and just the hard work he puts in, the failures, the overcoming the failures, the rejections, the non-stop rejections to get there. For me, it's a beautiful thing. I didn't know that there was this young Mexican astronaut, and not only did I not know, I didn't know the struggles he had to go through to get to that position. And I'm a sucker for those type of movies. I'm glad those movies exist, because it gives me a bit of history and education. Whether it was 100% accurate, it doesn't matter. At least it gave me. I mean, sometimes it matters, but inside, if I wanted to do my own research, I could do. But what I'm saying is, at least it educates me to be like, oh yes, like that's the struggles he went through to get there, and that's inspiring for anyone. So I had to put that in there. Number 5 for me, John Wick. Everything that you said, bro. Um, love the character. I'm emotionally invested
Mm-hmm.
with the character. Keanu Reeves is just amazing. The choreographing, the martial arts, the gun fu, the next level of action. They put this in there. He's almost like a superhero. That he is a superhero in that movie, and his superpower is that the unwillingness of dying, and just that Punisher sort of vibe of like, I'm going forward and
Yep.
whatnot. He has the human strength. Who has superhuman cardio and endurance, and whatnot. I love it, and I want to see more. I love the choreographing of that, and I do want to see more. I know they're gonna make more. I didn't really like the show that they made. I found it very boring, but this specifically, I love. I want to see more. I know they're gonna make more, but this would have been a good end to John Wick. But if they're gonna make more, why not? I'm gonna watch it. My number 4, The Creator.
Mm-hmm.
Again, repeating what you said, I just found it amazing on one from a visual perspective, two from just how amazing how they made the AI so human, but also it had that underlining thing like, if you watch the movie, the reason why the AI made a mistake and a nuclear bomb went off or whatnot, because it was actually a human error. No matter what, it's always humans. Like, we always make the
Mm-hmm.
error. We're human. We're the ones who make the errors, but we end up shifting the blame to other people or other things that we've created. Oh, it was the robot's fault. No, we made an error and whatnot, and then we just turn and make enemies of things that we turn and make enemies of things and whatnot. But anyway, the creator was very good, and I love the way they put that on the screen. Number 7 for me. Sorry, what was that for me? 6, number 7. Fuck sakes, my top 3. My top
It's all
3.
right, bro.
Number 3. Yeah,
Almost
my
go on.
COVID's killing me and whatnot. Actually, that's an
All right.
excuse. Top 3. Oppenheimer as number 3. I think anything that the director Nolan does is a spectacle. That's what it is. It's a
Mm-hmm.
spectacle. He takes his time. He's very selective with his movies, and anything he does is a spectacle, and you've got to watch it on the big screen. And I thought this was a great movie to teach us a little bit about the history. I don't know what they've changed in the history. I'm sure they have. But one thing it did express in there is the regrets. I mean, I did have an element. I did feel a little bit of, when they were putting the team together. And don't get me wrong, bro. I'm saying it straight. Dropping a nuclear bomb on a civilian population is terrorism. I don't give a fuck. Right? Whatever you say, I'm saying it straight. Right? But that's not the point. What I'm saying is when they with Oppenheimer, he put his team together and whatnot. I did find that a little bit like the Avengers, just finding different scientists who have specialities in different parts of science. I thought that was amazing. I had a good feeling about that. And then the last part of the movie, which was the regret of what they just did. And
Mhm.
I just thought that was expressed really well on the big screen. And you had amazing cast. Cillian Murphy, just amazing.
Mhm.
Downey Jr., the whole lot. There's so much people in this movie. Great movie. Anything that Nolan does is a spectacle. And it's always going to be great. My number top two. This was a tough one for me, but I put Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse in there, repeating everything that you're saying again. Just absolutely amazing. They do it great when they do these animations. There's just so much they can express. There's so much they could do on an animation than they can do in real life. This story was deep. It was funny. It was entertaining. There's not one part you'll get bored. With having Spider-Man 2099 with Oscar Isaac was just absolutely. He's just so awesome. They in these animations, especially this one specifically, an animation choice that they pick and they've created, they are able to express emotions with the background colors and the movements of the background, which I
Mhm.
think is an extra element that they bring, like that, and they can bring to these movies, which I love about it. And that's what's so great about these movies, and I can't wait to see what they do in the next one. And then the last one, my top number one of this movie, number one choice of this year, 2023, of top 10 movies for me, and this was purely based on emotions, was Sound of Freedom. I've been
Mhm.
talking about
Okay.
this, we were
Cool.
talking about this
Yeah.
movie for before it came out, right? And we were talking about how it was getting censored and all this sort of stuff, and it wasn't being released. And we kept talking about it until we watched it. And the same thing from the beginning. And it was that one scene in the beginning when they bust this pedophile, and then his teammate quits and he says, I can't do this no more. And he asks, this is the very beginning scene, and he asks the guy, how many pedophiles have we taken out? How many children have we saved? And the answer was zero. And from then, the emotions in his eyes and the mission statement that changed in his head
Mhm.
of, I've busted all these pedophiles, but how many children have I saved? I haven't even saved any children. Bro, I had a lump in my throat. I was looking to cry the whole movie. I was also excited and looking for this whole revenge, Punisher story sort of thing, even though it wasn't, because I wanted them to kill these motherfuckers. But obviously I don't know nothing about strategic extractions and whatnot. But this movie emotionally, before it even came out, and when I heard about it, was on my head, on my radar. When I watched it, the feelings and whatnot I had throughout the movie was just absolutely amazing. I still think it's a good, it's a message that shouldn't be forgotten, which is what happens. But there are these things happening. We do, and the world does need to come together to save these children. I'm just saying, like, children dying in Gaza. We're talking about, there's children being kidnapped and using as sex slaves, which is absolutely disgusting. So not only was the movie amazing and it really captured the emotions and it really made me feel it's an important message to the world that this shit is happening. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I had to put that as number one because I think throughout the whole year, that's the one movie that had me very emotional before the movie even came out and when the movie came out. So that's my number one. That's my top 10 for 2023.
No, same. Well, that's good, man. It's a great film. I'm glad the message got out there. Glad the film's out there. It's one of those important movies, bro. One of the important movies. I had a few honorable mentions that I didn't pop up on there. So Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which you spoke about, which was really good. It didn't make probably the best Marvel movie that came out in 2023, but it didn't make the list. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 was absolutely awesome. I had a thoroughly good time with that. And The Covenant, The Covenant with Jake Gyllenhaal about saving a soldier, which saved his life in Afghanistan, which was absolutely amazing. A Guy Ritchie movie. Extraction 2, Chris Hemsworth, brings the pain. Love it. Absolutely awesome. Still love the first one because it's based in our hometown, even though they shot it in Thailand. And Blue Beetle, shout outs to Blue Beetle. I think that was absolutely amazing, fun movie. Probably one of the best of DC's movies. One of the best. You know what? Hold up, man. I still enjoyed The Flash. Sorry, man. The Flash and Blue Beetle. Shout outs to them. I really enjoyed them. Really good. So that was an honorable mention, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned those because those I would say those are honorable mentions for me too.